The biggest problem I have when I get dressed up is that everybody says, "Oh, you look so nice." Well, like, what do I look like every other day of the year? Well, at least I get to wear my Darth Vader socks. Not that I needed an excuse. Wicket's laughing at me. It's not funny. I'm sweating. And we haven't even gone outside yet. I've got like 5 layers of clothing on. Oh yeah, I look shiny. I even have cufflinks. And I think I put them on correctly. This'll work. Is every girl crazy about a sharp-dressed man? Did you turn the heat on?
No. Does need to come with air conditioning installed. I
agree. Now is probably not the best time to eat coffee crisp, but I was hungry. And it sounded good. Thanks, Liz, for the coffee crisp. I'm taking off! If you like how I look, you better take a picture, because I don't look like this very often. You've never seen me in a tie, in person.
No.
Do not bury me in a tie or a suit. I will come back and haunt you.
I know this.
Oh, you want a picture? I suppose I don't have to wear the jacket right now. I'm going to come rolling up and everybody's going to think I own the place. Actually, now would be a good time to review the car. I feel like I'm finally dressed for it. No, I do not. Thanks for asking, random truck. I just texted Diana and told her that I left my phone at home. We'll see just how long it takes her to figure that out. I do not believe that any part of this ceremony will be vlogged or video recorded in general. However, it is my understanding that there may be an audio recording. What if I had a company wherein I officiated weddings as Dark Helmet? First, I'd have to get some kind of Dark Helmet cosplay going on up in here. There's where I'm going to be standing. There's where everybody else is going to be sitting. And, yeah. It was a good night, an amazing night. And you know what? I kind of forgot about what I was wearing, which is cool. Everyone seemed to enjoy my speech. That was cool too. Jedi fell asleep right when they started dancing and playing loud music. Shh, 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 shh. My video review of Avengers 2 has just been streamed to all my super nomies. They tuned in. Well, some of them did. Some of them tuned out, because spoiler alert! I'm not going to share anything right now, though. So, you'll have to watch that video if you become one of the patrons, aka the Super Nomies, starting at just $2 a month, chrispirillo.com, and yes, I have glitter somewhere on my upper lip.
I did notice that earlier.
Oh, why didn't you say something?
Because I wasn't sure.
I'm about to read the ceremony that I wrote for Liana and Justin. So, you may have to move over to Mommy's lap soon if you get too fidgety here, which you're on the cusp of being. Wicket, how are you? Everybody fine? At least for the moment? Alright. Tribbles and Wookiees. Welcome, one and all, and feel free to use your mobile devices to tweet with the hashtag tied to the MCU and take photos, so long as you do not get in the way of the professional photographers with the really, really big camera lenses, or they've been given permission to knock you over the head with them. We are here today to celebrate the joining of Justin York and Liana Shanes, two people who understand that I'm about as howly as they get. You got her, hun?
Oh, got her.
She was about to do a major faceplant right there. We are here today not to quibble over differences, but to celebrate our similarities. Having hair, for one. Justin doesn't have hair on a certain part of his head. But that's what marriage is, really. A series of awkward moments that, when combined, represent a lifetime of experiences that you hope nobody else ever discovers about the two of you. I recall a moment when my own wife, standing at the top of the stairs, gazed down upon me with the deepest affection and uttered, "I know this is true love, because I don't want to kill you at the end of the day." And she did say that.
I did.
I wrote it right into the ceremony. She said that with all seriousness, but seriously, if I'm ever murdered, I ask that someone please check her Google search history for phrases like, "How can I get rid of Chris Pirillo?"
Did you really say that?
Yeah.
If they went through my Google search, they would find all kinds of murder investigation shit.
Exactly. How can I get rid of Chris Pirillo? Which I'm certain is exactly what our friends Liana and Justin are thinking right now. In fact, I'm also fairly confident that this ceremony is merely perfunctory as an excuse to share another good meal with friends and family. So, knowing this, I do plan on making my part of this celebration as succinct as possible. I'm no expert in relationships, ask my wife. I don't know if a true relationship expert exists at all either. I do know that when Leia turned to Han in The Empire Strikes Back and said, "I love you," and Han responded with, "I know," I got goosebumps. It was the perfect thing to say. Han didn't have to say, "I love you too," for Leia to know that he loved her. And then I remarked and I said, "Justin, you're kind of like Han." She just knew. She didn't have to hear it to know it. She didn't have to see it to know it. She just knew, and so did he. Han's response was not in the script, or at least Harrison Ford's response was not in the script. Life doesn't have a script either. Sometimes you have to wing it. Sometimes you have to dip the wing in buffalo sauce. Sometimes you have to dip the wing in ranch dressing after you've dipped it in buffalo sauce. Liana is the ranch dressing to Justin's buffalo sauce. And then I wrote, "Wow, that really sounds weird when I say it out loud." I mean, the flavors just work together, though they're completely different. If those two flavors were the same, I can't imagine why anybody would want both. They complement each other, just as Justin and Liana complement each other. Mind you, that's compliment spelled with an E, not an I. Though I'm sure Justin reminds Liana every day that she's the most beautiful woman in the entire galaxy. And Liana returns the favor by asking if that's really what he's wearing to work today. Do I know everything about Liana and Justin? No, nor do any of us here, apart from Justin himself and Liana herself. But we also don't need to know everything about them to know that they've decided to solidify their social status and catch a few tax breaks in the process. Some say that you must be honest with one another to have a successful relationship, but I believe you can only be honest with someone else if you're honest with yourself first. Life is too short to not know who you are, and awfully lonely if you're not with someone who compliments you. As a teenager, I recall my late grandfather telling me that he had been married to my grandmother for 50 years and still didn't have her figured out. I'm just beginning to figure you out. Anyway, my grandmother was not a puzzle to be solved either. He would likely need a few more lifetimes to completely understand the love of his life. So, I hope you can join me in wishing both Justin and Liana 30 extra lives by reciting with me the Konami code. Up, up, down, down,
side,
left,
side,
right, left, right, BA, select, start. Oh, yes. You have to remember to say select. Otherwise, you're not in a cooperative game with another player. And that's what this is, folks. Marriage is a cooperative game with another player every day. I hope you will unlock the achievement of not killing the other person after making some boneheaded move. You don't have 3 lives or 30, just 1. And you should spend that 1 life defeating every stage boss or finding magic mushrooms, which really isn't difficult to do in Seattle these days. Marriage itself is enough of a trip. And that trip will absolutely be filled with trips. When Justin falls, Liana will be there to share the Facebook status update for him. And when Liana falls, Justin will hold back the impulse to mutter, "I told you so," under his breath. As most of us know, Justin and Liana are tied to the MCU, meeting at Iron Man 2, and recently, in Avengers 2, hearing Black Widow tell Bruce Banner that he's a huge dork. Chicks dig that. Well, I'm not done. Love is patient. Love is blind. Love is liking all of your spouse's status updates, even if you don't actually like them. Love is also understanding when your spouse blocks all Facebook game invitation requests outright. Love is not just remembering to put the toilet seat down. Love is also remembering to put the toilet seat back up. So what about the 4-letter word that nobody likes to talk about that every couple needs? Compromise. Yes, the math nerds here would try to convince us that the word actually has 10 letters in it, but we all know that marriage is not ever going to be a perfectly balanced equation. An equal sign doesn't exist in a marriage. These are inherently unequal beings. That's why they work together. That's why they play together. That's why they live life together. And that is what makes them equals. And despite what you may have read on the internet or in some random book, the One Ring is a myth. It does not take one ring to rule them all, nor did it take one ring to find them. It took 2 rings to bring us all, and in this ceremony bind them. I'm sure it started with 1 ring for Liana, but Justin got one for himself too. And then I asked if it was like one of those that you blow in it and it whistles, and he was thinking it was going to be a decoder ring. It was funny. Not as funny as that, Jedi. These rings are separate circles, spinning infinitely, yet tied together with a mystical force that nobody can seem to explain very well. I saw an episode of Dr. Phil once, and he said, "If the hen doesn't settle with the rooster, the cider will go bad." Now, I don't know what that means, but it sounded really important, and it was on TV, so it must be true. Just as the love that Liana has for Justin is true, and the love for Liana that Justin carries with him is equally as true. And marriage is not about who loves who more. All top scores must be topped together. However, someone has to read their vows first, so to determine that, we'll play a few rounds of rock, paper, scissors. Best of 3, winner picks who starts. The first 5 rounds were a tie, but ultimately, Liana won, and she yielded the first vow reading to Justin. I'm not going to read his vows. Those are his. He wrote them. I wrote everything else. And then I asked, the official I do part, do you, Justin, take Liana in high scores and in low, on good mornings and on bad? And then I paused because I was trying to remember the line, to explore strange new worlds and civilizations, to infinity and beyond? And he said, I do. And then he put the ring on Liana's finger. Then Liana read her vows, and then I did the same thing for her, only saying, well, do you, Liana, take Justin? Then, by the power vested in me by a website on the internet, I hereby pronounce that this marriage has begun, and that the 2 individuals standing before us all are now one in the bond of matrimony. This couple is aware of the possibility of transmission of cooties, but they must now kiss to seal this bond forever and ever.
Yay!
And then they kissed a few times, so it's really sealed. And then I said, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Justin and Liana York.
Yay!
And then we all drank and danced, and Jedi slept through the dancing.
Yeah, that was really good. I really like that. You did a good job. You should start doing other weddings.
I would, but I don't think anybody would hire me.
That would be awesome. You can wear a Darth Vader costume and just marry people.
I could do that.
You should just go around the world and marry people.
No, I'd do it here. They'd have to come here.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to travel
You'd have
for
to
that.
come to Seattle?
Yeah.
Are you gonna marry Jedi?
No.
Why?
Because I'm married to you.
No, I mean, are you gonna officiate her wedding?
That's up to her.
What do you think? That'd be cool.
I could probably write a generic enough script even if I didn't know who I was marrying, as long as I knew their fandom.
Yeah, true.
It would have to be very, very comfortable for me.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know a lot.
Thanks again for taking the time to watch, like, and share all the videos that we're doing for you across every one of our channels, and for interacting with us when and wherever you can, plus supporting us in whatever way that you see fit. We'll see you tomorrow.